Hello friends, it's time for No Question and Answered once again. On maths, we started solving the section B of BECE 2019. Today, we're going to continue from where we left off. Are you solving your maths questions? A maths teacher told me something some time ago. He said, if you want to be very good at maths, you should try to solve at least 2 questions every day. Every day, just solve 2 questions and you'd see that eventually you'll get there. So I am also telling you today that try as much as you can to solve 2 questions of mathematics every day and you would become a maths guru like Mr. Mensa. Right? You want to do that, right? Okay, so let's join him as we go through the 2019 BECE paper. So if you don't have your books, your writing materials, go get them as we go through the 2019 mathematics paper.
Well, viewers, this is the next question. Question number 1C. And as you can see on the board, we have P plus Q2Q over P equals 7 over 5. Now you have to find Q over P. And they are telling you P is not equal to 0. What does that mean? It means that your answer should not have a 0 denominator. That is all they are telling you. Now, quickly, how do you go about this? It's as simple as using the cross multiply method. You cross multiply. Now, when you cross multiply, what do we see here? Realize that the 5 is going to multiply the P plus 2Q, and then the P is going to multiply the 7. And then the next, what do? You group like terms. So let's quickly do that and see what happens. 5 is multiplying P plus 2Q. Remember, it is not 5 times P or 5 times 2Q. The P plus 2Q is one numerator. And therefore, whichever number is multiplying it should be grouped in one unit before the number can multiply it. Notice, because this is a very common mistake that most of you students have been making whenever it comes to issues like this. There are 2 expressions in one term. Therefore, 5 is multiplying all the terms. So therefore, you put them in bracket before you multiply them to the 5. And then, again, the P is also multiplying the 7. So you have 7P. Here you can write cross multiply. So this, by crossing multiplication, this is what we have. And the next thing you do is you remove brackets. You remove brackets. Now, removing brackets by multiplying the 5 to each expression inside the expression in the bracket. So we have 5 times P, which is 5P, plus 5 times 2Q, which is 10Q. Now you remove this bracket, and then all equals the 7P. The next thing is to group like terms, GLT. Now, which are the like terms? 5P is here, 7P is here, 10Q is here. So let's subtract 5P from both sides so that the 5P will vanish from here to go and join the 7P here. So you say subtract 5P from both sides. In that case, you are going to have 5P minus 5P plus the 10Q equals 7P minus 5p. Do you agree with me, viewers? Yes. Whatever you do to the left-hand side, do it to the right-hand side. We subtracted 5p here, so we have to subtract 5p also here. In that case, 5 minus 5 cancels 0. Then you are going to have your 10q equals 7p minus 5p. Of course, 7p minus 5p is what? 2p. Right. So, viewers, you can see clearly that you've been instructed to leave your answer or find q over p. Fortunately for you, you have the q here, and then you have the p here. The p is a numerator here. So, but when you transpose this p, it becomes a denominator. The same way, the 10 is a numerator here. When you transpose it, it becomes a denominator. Okay, so we are transposing the 10 to the right-hand side, and we are transposing the p to the left-hand side. In that case, we're going to have q over p equals 2 over 10. Viewers, do you understand this side? Yes, of course. The p here is a numerator. When you transpose, becomes a denominator. The 10 here is a numerator. When you transpose, becomes a denominator. That is exactly what we just did. So as you simplify, you have 2 cancel itself 1, canceling the 10, 5. You have q over p equals 1 over 5. So in this sense, your q is what? 1, and then your p is what? 5. I hope you have got the answer now. That is very simple, right? If you are okay with this one, then let's quickly go to the next question. All right, viewers, we are now on question 2, precisely question 2A. And the question is right on the board, as you can see. It's an equation. Now, an equation like this, of course, you need to find the LCM. Finding the LCM, earlier on we discussed it. I showed you 2 ways of killing this cat. So quickly, you know that you have to find LCM for which numbers? Of course, 5 and what? 4. You're right. So let's use the first method I showed you, the prime factor method. We have 5 and then 4. Now let me quickly say here that it isn't always that you see the numbers, the denominators, and then as one cannot go into the other, you multiply the 2. A number like 6 and 8. If you say you multiply 6, 8 and taking it as the LCM, you are wrong. Because as you use this method, you realize that it is not 6 times 8, which is 48, but it's a different thing. So quickly, let's use the prime factor method and see. Even though you can quickly multiply this and get your 20, let's see. Now, earlier on, first prime number we said is what? 2. You're right. So 2. Since 2 can go into 4, you take the 2. It cannot go into 5 without a remainder. So you write a whole number down. Goes into 4 2 times. You still have 2 there. So you pick 2 again. Since 2 cannot go into 5, write the whole 5 down. Cancel the 2. 1. You now have 5, which is itself a prime number. So quickly you pick it to cancel itself. Your LCM now is what? 2 times 2 times 5, which is what? The 20. Some of you say you could have just multiplied 5 times 4. I can hear, I can say it, but it isn't always so. What of 6 and 8, like I earlier said? So please, it isn't always so. Now, LCM is 20. What do you do next? You multiply each expression by the LCM you have found. Okay, so let's speed the expressions. 4x plus 5 over 5. All times the LCM. So we have the LCM, 20, plus the next expression is x minus 3 over 4. All times the LCM, 20, equals negative 1 times the 20. They say multiply each expression by the LCM. So let's see how we can cancel. 5 here, of course, the denominator will cancel the 20. 5 times 4, meaning 4 in bracket 4x plus 5. We do same here, plus what? 4 cancels the 25. So it means 5 is multiplying the expression x minus 3 equals the negative 1 times 22 gives you a negative 20. The next thing you do is what? Remove brackets by multiplying the terms outside to the ones inside. Using what property? The distributive property. Clarify yourself, so you write. Okay, so 4 times 4 is what? 16x. 4 times 5 is 20. 5 times x is 5x. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. Equals negative 20. What do you do next? Group like terms. What are like terms here? 16x, 5x. I like terms. These are constants. So you send them also to their what? Respective parts. So quickly we can write 16x plus 5x equals minus 20. You transpose the minus 15 by adding 15 to both sides. So it becomes plus 15. Transpose the 20 here also, which is plus, becomes what? You are subtracting 20 from both sides. So it becomes minus 20. Do you agree with me? Right. So we group in like terms. Grouping like terms, we have 16x and then 5x. 16x plus 5x equals group the constants as well. The minus 20 is already at the right-hand side. So what do? The minus 15, add 15 to both sides so that the minus 15 becomes a plus 15 at the right-hand side. The plus 20 also, you subtract 20 from both sides so that the plus 20 becomes a minus 20 at the right-hand side. So quickly, what do we have here? A 21x to give you, let me quickly chip in the addition of integers here. A very short method. Now what do? You add all negatives and then add all positives. Which one is more? That will give you the answer. Okay, quickly group all negatives and all positives. How many negative numbers are there? We have a minus 20. We have another minus 20. So in all, you have a total of 40 negatives. The positives, 15. Which one is more? Of course, you agree with me, is the negative. And how much more? Is it more than the positive? 40 is more than 15 by how much? Of course, you agree with me is what? 25. Clarify yourselves. So meaning your answer is a negative 25. I hope you are clear, viewers. Right. So to get your x is being multiplied by a coefficient, that is 21. just divide both sides by the coefficient, which is multiplying the x you are going to make the subject. So that is exactly what we're doing. 21 divided by 21, then we have this minus 25 over 21. So the 21 will cancel itself here. You have your x to be the minus 25 over the 21. I hope you get it. This is your final answer to this one. All right, viewers, we are now on the next sub-question of question number 2, 2B precisely. And the question is right on the board as I read. The ratio of boys to girls in a school is 12:25. If there are 120 boys, sub-question 1, how many girls are in the school? Sub-question 2, what is the total number of boys and girls in the school? Now, this is about what? Ratio and proportion. As usual, we have a common term. We say what? If more, less divide. If less, more divide. We are going to use that term here right now. Okay. Now, looking at the question, they are telling you there are 120 boys. And the ratio for 120 boys, of course, you agree with me, is what? Like they are saying boys to girls is 12:25, meaning the 12 belongs to the boys and then the 25 belongs to the girls. So then you equivalent the ratio to the number of boys and girls. So 12:25 is the same as 120 is to what? X, where X what? Represent the number of girls. Where X represents number of girls. You know number of boys now. So in that case, let's write in the proportional column. 12 belonging to the boys, meaning equals the 120. Then of course 25. If 12, the ratio 12 belongs to 120 boys, what will the ratio 25 belong to? Would they be more or less? Of course, you agree with me to be what? More. And they say if more, less divide. So quickly, if more, less divide, meaning 25 over the 12 times the 120. Quickly, you see that 12 cancels the 25 10 times. So what do you get? You're going to have 25 equals 250. You see that? So the ratio 25, if the ratio 12 belongs to 120, then the ratio 25 has many? 250 girls. This is boys. So these are what? Girls. The first question says, how many girls are in the school? So we have 250 girls in the school. The next question says, what is the total number of boys and then girls? And of course, you can quickly see it. If there are 120 boys and there are 250 girls, and of course, you add the two. Total boys and girls is 120 plus what? 250, giving you 370. 370. So in total number, the total number of boys and girls, we have what? 370. That's simple. So with this, we go to the next question. All right, viewers, we are on the next sub-question of question number 2. That is C, precisely. And here you can see clearly on the board, it is indices. Indices. When you are multiplying indices with the same base, what do you do to the powers or the exponent? You add. When you are dividing indices with the same base, you subtract the powers or the exponent. It's the same rule we are going to apply here. Now, by looking at this, the bracket shows multiplication. The first 8 you are seeing here is a numerator. But here is a denominator. So that tells you that you can what? Cancel this 8. 8 can cancel 8. Now when you do that, 8 cancelling 8, you have to multiply the variables you are seeing there. And this s squared, like I said, the bracket means multiplication. So meaning s squared is multiplying x. So what exponent do you have? S squared. That is x to the power 2 plus what? 1. And then y also, y cube is multiplying y to the power 4. So you add plus what? 4. You have a 3 there, remember. You have a 3 whole number here. So bring that 3 whole number down as you join the variables. What do you have then? 3x cubed and y to the power 7. It's that simple. Properties of indices. We're done. Period. Let's go to the next question.
Welcome back. That was a good one. I guess we were able to solve our questions and we followed Mr. Mensah every step of the way. Maths isn't as difficult as we think. It's very easy. All you need to do is to follow each step. Know your formula, know each step and take them, and you would surely arrive at the right answer. It's the same way you have to prepare for your exams as well. It's a process. You follow through each process and take it a step at a time. And on the final day, you sit behind your paper and you tell yourself, oh my God, I did a lot of work and these questions are very easy. I guess we want to do that. We've gone through some parts of the section B of 2019 mathematics. Next time, we are going to bring it to an end. We are going to look at the rest of the section B of 2019. I guess we're ready for that. But don't put your books away. As I said earlier on, prepare your timetable and follow to it. Stick to it religiously and we would get to the top. Keep learning and we'll see you the next time. My name is Mandy Hilton Lati.